Shalom and welcome to Mitzvoth Torah. This year is entitled Mr. Kallah cover her hair at her wedding. It's a fascinating shaila, and if one thinks of it, the simple answer should be yes. She's married. It's after the chuppah, after the yichud room. She's a fully married woman, and she should cover her hair. That's ostensibly the answer. The only thing is, if one looks around at weddings, very often a kallah does not cover her hair on the wedding night. Only the next day she covers the hair. So the fact is, if one looks at the Halakha the Shulchan Aruch, Siman Chaf Aleph and Even Ezer Siv Bet, talks about a woman, not that it's usher for a woman to go with her hair uncovered. Echad Penuya, Echad Bula. And it doesn't matter whether she's single or not. The commentaries say single. Does a single woman have to cover the hair? And some actually say, yeah, that's what the Shulchan Aruch means. Others say, all the commentaries on the side, the Ber Heite, the Beit Shmuel, say, no, what it means is whether she's married now or was once married, she's divorced or widow, she has to cover her hair. And then the question is, fine, so a married woman or once she was married has to cover her hair. But what about this case? What does that mean when she's married? So there's some who say, truthfully, an arusa, once she's halachically engaged, where he gives her a ring in front of two witnesses, at that point she's an eshet ish. The fact that she's not completely married, that we didn't have the sheva brachos yet, doesn't matter. The covering the head depends on that, which is a logical position. And the commentaries on the daf bring this position down. So we have the most stringent position would be that once she is engaged halachically, then back in the day in the Gemara's times, that would be a year earlier before she gets fully married. Now we do the halachic engagement under the chuppah, then right away we do the chuppah and the sheva brachos. It's not such a practical difference. But the first opinion says once she has erusin and she's halachically engaged, she has to cover her hair. Others say once she is married nisu'ah, and nisu'ah means after kedushin, after the chuppah, and then the yichud room completes the nisuin, even if they don't have relations, it doesn't matter. Many opinions hold that way. Rav Yosef and other poskim say that way. And what is the shita that says no? Only the next month she has to cover her hair. So Rav Herzl Henkin writes in B'nai Banim, Shoot B'nai Banim. He's the grandson of the god, one of the Gedolei Hador of Henkin in the States, and he writes that even at his own wedding, his own grandfather performed the wedding and never said, oh, make sure that she covers her hair the wedding night. And many Gedolim in America were not makbid and didn't tell the people, make sure. And he says, so therefore they accepted that she only has to cover it the next day. Why? So Rav Henkin says it must be that covering hair is not dependent on the status of eshet ish. Because if it's eshet ish, then when she's engaged, and certainly once she has sheva brachot under the chuppah in the yichud room, then she'd have to cover the hair. He said it's tied into the concept of be'ilah, that she had relations. So normally she has the full set of eshet ish. Once she has the sheva brachot in the yichud room, she's alone. But it's specifically in this halacha, for some reason it was set up, depends also on the fact that she is a be'ulah, she had relations. So therefore, since in the yichud room that does not happen, it only happens at night later on when they go home. And therefore, the practice, he says, certainly in America, was that they only cover, she only has to cover her hair the next day. That's what he explains. So just in sum, you have that first halacha depends on erusim. She's now an eshet ish. Second one is a nisu'ah. Nisu'ah means after all the halachot of the sheva brachot under the chuppah and yichud room. Rav Yosef holds that way. He says Sfardim, since they don't have yichud room till the nighttime, at the wedding, she doesn't have to cover her hair. And then the most lenient position is it depends not only on the fact that she said ish, but also a bu'ulah, that she had relations. And therefore, that explains the shita that says that she could wait till the next day to begin covering her hair. Halacha l'mais, of course, each person has to ask his or her Rav what to do. Shalom.